Chapter 71. We burn a swan boat, which I'm pretty sure is illegal. The funeral was held on the pond in the public garden. Somehow the Inher Yar had gotten possession of a swan boat, the kind that normally don't ply the waters during the winter. They modified the boat, turning it into a floating funeral pyre for the three Valkyries. The bodies were wrapped in white and laid on a bed of wood, with weapons and armor and gold heaped around them. The pond was frozen over. There shouldn't have been any way to launch the boat, but the Inher Yar had brought along a friend, a 15-foot giantess named Hyrroken. Despite the weather, Hyrroken was dressed in cut-off shorts and an extra L t-shirt from the Boston Rowing Club. Before the ceremony, she stomped barefoot all over the pond, breaking the ice and scaring the ducks. Then she came back and waited respectfully at the shore, her shins glazed with freezing water. The Inher Yar came forward to say their goodbyes to the fallen. Many left weapons, coins, or other keepsakes on the funeral pyres. Some spoke about how Gunilla, Margaret, and Irene had been responsible for them bringing them to Valhalla. Finally, Helgi lit the fire. Hyrroken pushed the boat into the pond. There were no pedestrians in the public garden. Maybe magic kept them away. If any had been around, maybe some glamour would have kept them from seeing the court of undead warriors watching a ship burn. My eyes drifted to the spot under the bridge where 2 weeks ago I'd been alive, homeless, and miserable. Only now could I admit how terrified I'd felt all the time. The boat roared into a column of fire, obscuring the bodies of the Valkyries. Then flames vanished as if someone had turned off the gas, leaving no trace of the boat, just a steaming circle in the pond. Mourners turned and drifted through the park, heading towards Hotel Valhalla on Beacon Street. TJ gripped my shoulder. "You coming, Magnus?" "Yeah, in a bit." As my hallmates headed home, I was happy to see half-born Gunderson slip his arm around Mallory Keene's waist. She didn't even cut off his hand for doing so. Blitz and Hirth and Sam and I stayed behind, watching steam curl off the pond. Finally, Hirth signed, "I am going to Asgard. Thank you, Magnus." I'd seen the envious looks some of the Inher Yar had given him. For decades, maybe centuries, no mortal had been allowed to visit the city of the gods. Now, Odin had agreed to teach an elf. "That's awesome, man, but hey, listen, don't forget to come back and visit, okay? You've got a family now." Hearthstone smiled, and he signed, "I hear you." "Oh, he'll visit all right," Blitzen said. "He's promised to help me move into my new store. I'm not lugging all those boxes around without magical assistance." I felt happy for Blitz, though it was hard to think about yet another one of my friends going away. "I'm sure you'll have the best shop in Nidavellir." Blitzen snorted. "Nidavellir? Bah! Dwarves don't deserve my fashion brilliance. That red gold from Odin will buy me a nice storefront on Newberry Street. Blitzen's Best will be open in the spring, so you have absolutely no excuse to not get fitted for one of these." He brushed aside his overcoat, revealing a glittering, stylized, bulletproof vest. I couldn't help it. I gave Blitzen a hug. "All right, kid, all right." He patted me on the back. "Let's not wrinkle the fabric." Sam grinned. "Maybe you can make a new hijab for me. The old one kind of got ripped to shreds." "I'll make it for you at cost, but with more magical powers," Blitzen promised. "And I have some ideas for color." "You're the expert," Sam said. "As for me, I've got to get home. I'm grounded. I have a pile of makeup work to do from school." "And you have a boyfriend to deal with," I said. She blushed, which was kind of cute. "He's not..." "All right, fine. Yes, I should probably deal with that, whatever that means." She poked me in the chest. "Thanks to you, I can fly again. That's the main thing. Try not to die too often until I see you again." "Well, when will that be?" "Soon," Sam promised. Odin wasn't kidding about the high-risk assignments. The good news is, she put a finger to her lips, I can pick my own strike force, so all of you, consider yourselves warned. I wanted to hug her to tell her how much I appreciated everything she'd done, but I knew Sam wouldn't be comfortable with that, so I settled for a smile. "Anytime, Alabas. Now that Odin has given us permission to travel the world, maybe I can come visit you in Dorchester." "That," she said, "is a truly mortifying idea. My grandparents would kill me. Amir would... Hey, okay, geez. Just remember, you're not in this alone." "Noted." She bumped me with her elbow. "And what about you, Magnus? Back to Valhalla for the feast? Your hallmates have been singing your praises. I even heard a few Valkyries speculating that you might be made a Thane one of these centuries." I smiled, but I wasn't really ready to think about one of these centuries. I gazed across the public garden. A taxi was pulling up in front of the Cheers bar on the corner of Beacon and Brimmer. The ceramic jar weighed heavily inside my winter coat. "First, I have an appointment," I said. "I have to keep a promise." I said goodbye to my friends, then I went to meet my cousin.